on finding a new job. Next. Got your attention now, right? Welcome to the Stan Simpson Show, a program about Connecticut people and compelling issues. Make it a point, please, to drop in every week. The Great Recession has dimmed the hopes of so many job prospects. Unemployment remains at about 10%. But here in Connecticut, more employers are saying they plan on hiring in the near future. Finding meaningful work is a full-time job, folks. Today, we'll talk with career development and job search expert John Brubaker. He'll give you quick tips for finding the right job. In our second segment, we'll talk to Pamela Trotman-Reed, president of St. Joseph College. It is investing $5 million to open a new pharmacy school in downtown Hartford that may help in revitalizing the area. Then we'll wrap things up with a preview of next week's much-anticipated corruption trial of Hartford Mayor Eddie Perez. Attorney Andrew Crumby joins us. But first, finding a job in a tough market, John Brubaker, this is something where you meet so many folks out of work who are desperate for answers, and I sense there are a lot of people who are losing confidence in themselves and in the market. Your thoughts?
No doubt about that. Stan, I do have some good news for your viewers, in that I keep pretty close to the ground on this, and there's been about a 30% surge in openings this year that are on the Internet, on the major sites in the Internet over last year. So hiring is continuing to move in a positive direction, not as high as we'd like it, but I think as the economic growth continues, the employment will catch up. So on a macro level, there is some good news. How about the importance of having a routine? When you're finding a job or looking for work, it's really a job in and of itself. The routine, whether it's getting up, working out, keeping yourself busy, going online, calling your networking base, talk about having a routine. There's no doubt about it. The essence of it is that you are you want to be locked into certain rituals is a good way to think about it. It doesn't mean you have to spend 8 hours a day, but the time that you do spend needs to be planned, organized, and effective. Staying positive mentally, you go through this routine, you go at it a few weeks, a few months, couple nibbles, nothing happening. What kind of strategies do you give for folks for staying positive? Okay. Despite the fact you said that the market's breaking, what else can you tell them? The thing I would talk about in terms of revitalizing the resume, which is one of the first places I would go to, is that if you're not getting results, you want to take a look at, can I do this material? Can I create a better material? And the essence of that is that you're trying to really polish and perfect the achievements part of your resume. A lot of us grew up in the day when a resume was really a series of job descriptions, responsible for this, responsible for that. Certainly some of that needs to be in there, but the thing that's going to get you to stand out, and the essence of all of this really, Stan, is competitive differentiation. What makes me unique and attractive as an employee versus all these other people you're going to talk to? So you zero in on the achievements part of your resume, which can be statistics is one thing. If you have increased sales is a good example. But that's just the easy one. There are a lot of other achievements, such as projects that you might have worked on. It could be an award that you've won. It could even be something that you got positive response on your performance evaluation. So zero in and really perfect the achievements, and that will do more to upgrade the resume than anything else you can do. What have you accomplished, bottom line, right? People want to see bullet points. What have you done? Show us your success. That's right. What distinguishes you? Okay, let's talk about job search tips. We talked, you're in there now. What kind of creative and innovative ways are there to enhance your job searching? It's a great question. And people now that are succeeding in the job market are not only differentiating themselves by their material, but also by the way they conduct the search. And there are three quick things I would talk about: media, marketing, and networking. Now, the first one's not going to apply to everybody, but it will apply to some of the viewers. If they have some expertise in an area, they can work to either get an article or go on the radio. And I've had a number of clients do this and have phenomenal success in that it not only publicizes you, but also then becomes part of your ongoing portfolio, part of your resume that you're presenting. It shows that you're involved. It shows that you're recent. It's also a big confidence builder, which is what you talked about. Second thing we talked about. Kind of marketing. That's really a marketing plan. You're on radio, on TV, and maybe if you're not there, maybe you're doing some freelance stuff. You're talking or doing something where your name is out there. You're saying, right? Do something where your name is out there. No doubt about it. It's also a big confidence booster because you talked about losing confidence. And this is something where you've put some time and energy into something, you created a little magic, you shared it, and it really does boost the spirit. There's no doubt about that.
Takes a little extra effort sometimes, right? But going above and beyond what you're doing to put your name out there, whether it's volunteering, speaking, doing something for the media, being on TV, doing some freelance writing, blogging maybe, doing something where your name is out there as an expert in some area.
No doubt about it.
All right,
very high leverage.
Continue.
The other two things, social networking, and the thing really we're talking about is LinkedIn.com, which is it's a free site. A lot of your clients may be on it, but it is by far the best method that I know for professionals to reconnect with other professionals, people that they worked with. These three techniques I'm talking about, I have some spectacular stories, which we obviously don't have time for today.
Well, give us one.
On each of them. I have a fellow in his mid-50s who was getting no results by sending things out through the advertised response, got into LinkedIn, and over a period of a couple of months worked his way into executive meetings, C-level meetings, CEO, CIO, COO, with about half a dozen companies, and ended up getting hired at over $150,000 a year. And that was his entire marketing was through LinkedIn.
So again, for folks who aren't clear, LinkedIn is a social network where people are there to network for business, a business-only networking
Professional
vehicle,
to professional,
right?
That's right.
So you're saying you can use that to reach out to people and say, hey, this is what I do, and you can probably match A to B or have lunches, but use it as a way to a network. Mm-hmm. What about the old-fashioned coffees and meeting people who know people? Is that passé now, or that's still...
Anything that you're out in circulation is a good thing. There really are no bad techniques. The third one that I would focus on is direct mail marketing, and this sounds like something out of the 70s or 80s. What's happened, Stan, is that with all the profusion of electronic communication, people don't send personal mail much anymore. Whenever I get something in the mail that's personally sent to me, it's like a celebration. What's the matter here? So we're talking about putting together a campaign that goes out to the number one decision maker or to the departmental decision maker or to the director of human resources for a whole array of companies for which you have an arguable proposition to make. What you're doing a lot of times is you're uncovering jobs that haven't been listed, haven't made it to the sites, or in some cases haven't even been formally decided on. You're jolting the chessboard and you're getting in front of people. And the great thing about that is rather than competing with 300 people that were up on Monster Career Builder, sometimes you can be the only person that they're talking to.
But now most people are very uncomfortable with that approach. It's like cold calling, and most folks don't know what to do. Gee, I don't want to call this person. What do I say? Because there's not a job posted. You're saying, in essence, cold call them or cold mail them, if you will, and say, here are my skills. What do you have? Maybe there's a connection. How do you get past that discomfort of saying, there's not a job opening. What do I say?
I had, Stan, a fellow who worked in the state of Connecticut who was going into a completely different field and was doing this campaign 3 months before he was even going to be out of the state because we figured it would take several months for him to get any momentum. Within 96 hours of his first mailing, he had an offer and a job waiting for him when he got out of work with the state. So this can be a very powerful technique if done properly.
So the HR people, the bigwigs, are actually reading these cold letters. They will read through them and follow the way.
Any method has got only a percentage that's going to work, but you don't really care about the percentages. What you care about is the end result. As they say, in a diamond mine, mostly what they dig up is dirt, but they're looking for those diamonds.
Right.
And once you get a diamond, you don't really care how much dirt you had to go through.
30 seconds. Biggest mistakes to make out there in this job search field. Let's talk with fear.
Biggest mistake is letting your fears win.
What does that mean?
Whether you're afraid to approach somebody, as you said, you're afraid to send something out, you're afraid to ask for money, you're afraid to really pitch yourself in an interview. The antidotes to that are action. Take action. You get some courage, faith in whatever way you have it, and the greatest thing is gratitude. When in doubt, count your blessings.
Now I like that. Gratitude, faith, and not letting fear win. So go out there and be bold, right? You're trying to compete. Don't be afraid to compete.
And have a great time doing it.
All right. So you're optimistic, though, the market will change. You're seeing the tide turn.
Not only that, Stan, but the world will make way for somebody that has something to sell and knows how to sell it, and that's true in any economy.
Real quick, physical appearance. Sometimes when folks are out of work, let themselves go. The importance of making sure they're staying physically fit and taking care of themselves. Self-care.
It's one of the great levers that you have, particularly if you don't have an exercise program. Just walking and stretching is a great place to start. Having that on a regular basis gets some wind, gets some color in your face, and again gets those natural optimism juices flowing.
All right. before I leave. I'll be flooded with calls. Your email real quick. I'm sure folks may want to reach out to you, or is there an email or a website where they want to?
It is. It's ProResPlus.com, ProResPlus.com.
All right. He's John Brubaker. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Stan.
Appreciate it. Folks, when we come back, we're going to talk to St. Joseph College President Pamela Trotman-Reed. She'll tell us about the very latest plans to open a pharmacy school in downtown Hartford. You are watching The Stan Simpson Show.